作りぼチャンネル。 てな
29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 give something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours.
メンバーシップのご案内です。通常動画の音声ありバージョンをメンバーシップでは公開しております。音声ありの方が見やすいよって方はぜひパソコンの方からメンバーシップご加入いただくと月額140円、スマホやアプリの方からご加入いただくと月額200円になるようです。ぜひ私たちを応援する気持ちで入ってもらえたら嬉しいです。ほんのたまに私たちの日常のショート動画をアップするかもしれないです。あんまり期待はしないでください。メンバーシップの方で作品の制作過程はお見せしていきたいなと思っています。応援よろしくお願いします。ご視聴ありがとうございました。チャンネル登録、高評価もよろしくお願いします。